bangers. Here are the bangers. Saturday, 21st on Saturday, you have almost an Oregon-Washington type feel at Ohio State, at the Horseshoe, 7th-ranked Penn State at number 3 Ohio State. We'll do the games and come back and discuss them. Tennessee at Alabama. Duke plays at Florida State in Tallahassee. And then Utah with a nice win over the weekend playing at 18th-ranked USC after getting bludgeoned by Notre Dame.
FSU is 19-0 against Duke, and in any of those games, I have never been worried. So this is a first.
You are worried.
I am very – look, Duke is an absolutely astoundingly well-coached team. I said FSU, Duke is. Duke is so well-coached. And not that FSU isn't. They clearly are as well. But those are the kind of teams that beat teams that are more athletic than them. The ones that – you are just so good in the little things that you can overcome, like, well, these guys are a little bit faster, but they are more reckless. And so that's one to watch. And I think Penn State, Ohio State, oh, my gosh, what a great one. What a great one.
Yeah, can you put that back up there, Garrett, just so I can remember? Oh, thank you. Penn State, Ohio State, elimination game there. Or not elimination, but, obviously somebody's getting their first loss, so it's a de facto elimination game in that division race and in the playoff picture. So that's got huge implications, and I bet we'll have a massive audience, as it should, but that's going to be so much fun. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about that to death by the end of the week, but, I mean, rightfully so. That's just a massive supernova of a matchup. Tennessee, Bama. It's weird. Tennessee got that win over A&M, and they're 5-1, but I don't feel like it's really like that big of a deal that they're 5-1. It just, I guess, compared to last year, right, when they were just the toast of the town every single weekend, it just felt like, they were on the tip of everybody's tongue. And this year, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, they're 5-1, and they're going to play Bama in one of the big rivalry games, and so that's obviously going to have a lot of passion attached to it, and maybe. I mean, for an 11 versus 17, for everybody else, that'd probably be a big deal. For this game, it just seems kind of like whatever. It's just sort of there. I don't know. It's strange, and maybe that's just the part of the country that I'm in. And by the end of the week, maybe that'll be different. But that's obviously got some big things attached to it as well. Duke, Florida State's very intriguing. Who can knock off the Noles, and can it be Duke? I don't see why not. But man, Keon Coleman, saw so much talk about him this past weekend. Imagine where Florida State would be if the transfer portal didn't exist and you could go and grab a guy like that this past offseason. But thankfully for them, they were able to. And man, he's just a freak show. So that'll be fun to see Mike Elko and a very solid Duke team try to, fend off the Noles or upset the Noles. And then, Utah, USC. Been a weird year for Utah with the whole Cam Rising situation. Obviously, USC starting to peter out a little bit, and that was not a good showing for them this past weekend. I wasn't surprised by that, though, guys. Like, it just felt like they were playing with fire, and then Notre Dame coming off of a loss and being at home and having a good quarterback and not just the same old kind of jag there, having a real guy back there that can make some plays, not to mention a great running back and so on and so forth. That wasn't necessarily surprising, but USC's got to be careful now because it's a little bit of a tricky situation with this Pac-12 schedule being what it is and the expectations being what they are. So, that's not a lot of games, but those are 4 really interesting and fun games to look forward to.
If I was Michigan State going back, that's where Keon Coleman was. Mm-hmm. Like, the one thing I would fire Mel Tucker for was the bad thing, the first thing, the reason he did get fired.
Yeah.
But the second thing I would have fired him for is, you had this dude, and now the world knows about him? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the coaching crimes comes into it is, you've got Keon Coleman, and the world finds out about him when he's at another place?
Yeah.
No. That's not good. That's not good.
It's not. It's now 4-0 Rangers, by the way, in the top of the first, and they also had a bad call against Jonah Heim on a foul tip that hit the dirt, but they called him out.
Yeah, Coleman's matched his touchdown total from last year already. He's still got a ways to go yardage-wise, but based on the halfway point, and what he's done already at this stage, he should be over 1,000 yards, and he was slightly under 800 yards last season. But, he's matched the 7 touchdowns already, so he's well on his way to having the monster year that some thought that he could have. And, that's just a little extra salt in the wound of Michigan State fans who already have enough, salt to sting right now. But that one is just a little cherry on top that makes it even more brutal.
Some in the comments in the chat.